Hello, everyone. I wanted to center the next topic of this channel on compassionate entrepreneurship. So, what does it mean to be a compassionate entrepreneur? And I have to say that I did not coin the term. I don't even think it is or it should be a term. Actually, I think it has always existed. Like, for example, Jesus was a compassionate entrepreneur, which is a weird way of thinking about it, I know. So I started thinking about working more with this concept while I was listening to the infamous Jordan Peterson Channel 4 interview with Cathy Newman. And I will attach the link to this interview in below the video. I really adore that interview. I think Jordan Peterson is just so sharp and so clear, so aware. It is such a great lesson in how to listen, how to keep yourself together and stay in the moment for a conversation. So I think it's a really nice educational interview and video to watch, and I highly recommend it if you're interested. It also reflects really well how to have confidence in your own ability to keep such a conversation, to be able to reach without a pre-prepared script in front of you, to be able to converse without a pre-prepared script in front of you. Because I find it rather frustrating that there are literally no people in power these days who can stand in front of a crowd and speak to them, talk to them without reading out of a script. Like, even a royal cannot send a recorded Christmas wish to their nation without reading it out of a script. And I just wonder, how can you have such position and not be able to stand up or just say a genuine wish of Merry Christmas, a genuine statement of relating to the people you expect to accept your leadership. So I also wonder, what do politicians need to hide so much that they are not able to say two sentences out of their own minds? Anyway, back to the Channel 4 interview with Jordan Peterson, done by Cathy Newman. I think looking at the comments altogether and the aftermath, Jordan may have stolen the limelight for the show. But I listened to this interview millions of times. And recently it suddenly hit me that there is a very important point Cathy brings up. And she says, quote, "Is it not desirable to have some of those female traits at the top of business? Maybe there wouldn't have been a banking crisis," she says. And she also says, quote, "Here's a radical idea. Why don't the male bosses adopt some female traits so the women don't have to fight and get their sharp elbows out for the pay rises? It is just accepted if they are doing the same job, they get the same pay." Quotes finished. And I think in this sense, Cathy and Jordan are talking about the same thing. What is important is to allow each of us to develop, to find meaning, what value in our lives, not to compete and fight each other aimlessly and senselessly all the time. In this, the other main point is the right for everyone to live, to life. And I don't just mean to be alive. I mean, not to be hurt. I mean, having at least the minimum, which is to have a comfortable roof over our heads, to have food, water, clean, good quality food, good quality natural water, clean air, heating, electricity, comfortable, natural, meaning not plastic and see-through clothing. A minimum comfort, which we all should have by rights. it shouldn't be a way to exploit each other within society. It should be given. We are so concerned by the idea of safety and protection being as a basic human right, but isn't livelihood the same? Isn't it a basic human right? Shouldn't it be a basic human right? So then Cathy also says, quote, why feminine traits are not desirable at the top of business. And it could be the case if companies modify their behavior and become more feminine, they would be successful. Quote end. The question is, what is success? Is it the making of money, more money, profit, growth, increasing assets, increasing power, increasing ownership, the amount of people slip to working for the company, or is it something else? Shouldn't it be something else? Also, having feminine traits does not mean higher number of women. And being a woman certainly does not mean that you have and you are able to manifest feminine traits. Both male and female genders have feminine and masculine traits, right? However, in most of us, they are completely out of balance. So I don't think we have run any experiments like Jordan claims in the interview. We haven't really run any experiments on this front so far at all. First, we need to gain the awareness of what it means to balance and properly function our feminine and masculine traits. So I think compassionate entrepreneurship is a radical shift in thinking, behaving, and organizing ourselves as human beings. I believe the need, the desire for it is there in each of us, meaning each of us is an entrepreneur or leader in some capacity, especially after the global situation of the past few years. I think people's hearts are crying for something better, something new, something meaningful, something that they can do. And a great example is the United Kingdom recently, when most of the countries on strike because we literally cannot make a living, which is really true. I think it is obvious that people are ready for a change. So bringing all these ideas so far mentioned together, compassionate entrepreneurship, I think one starts with setting up society in a way where people can live, develop, and find meaning, find their purpose. Secondly, it continues with reassessing and reestablishing our inner feminine and masculine traits, our balance of personality and balance of being. And the third aspect is then we can define success and the things and services we want to manifest in the world, which means entrepreneurship. So in the next few videos, we will discuss in detail each of these three areas contributing to the creation of compassionate entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like this video and the ideas put forward in its part to your thinking and interest. Please feel free to share your constructive thoughts on the topic in the comment section below. I wish each of you a beautiful, peaceful, productive day, and I hope to see you in the next podcast.